Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us here at Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. This is Carol Parisi. Our founder, Jack Roser, and myself are speaking with Bob Cook.
Yep.
And don't confuse the cook with Lake, because Bob is the Lake
He's a good
County.
cook. Yeah, let's get off. And we were talking about the Tea Party and the regular Republican Party.
Yes. Bob, what is your perception of the relationship with the Tea Party movement and the Republican Party?
Well, in Lake County, I'd like to say that, you know, we try very hard to work together. The Tea Party is not the Republican Party, so we're not always exactly in lockstep, but we're certainly much closer to each other than they are with the Democratic Party. So
you said something to me when we spoke on the phone a couple weeks ago, and I just loved what you said. Could you repeat that so our listeners can hear that?
Sure. Well, you know, as I said, I'm a very conservative person. However, as the county chairman, I look at the races and places where it's not always as conservative as I would personally like, but we have to have people in those areas that can win. So we have to have a big tent. We cannot be successful without the Tea Party people turning out for us, the moderates and the independents. Our message, just on fiscal responsibility alone, has to reach out to all these people. Now, that's a natural fit for a Tea Party because basically what's going on in our state and the federal government is insanity. It's absolute insanity.
It is.
And so, you know, that's why the Democrats are denigrating the Tea Party so much, because they don't want people to listen to the message.
They're scared to death. They're scared to death because this resonates with the American people. Like James Carville said in 1992, it's the economy, stupid.
Yes.
And this is clearly a Barack Obama economy. Now, Jack, what were you saying? You said something during the break that the Tea Party and the Republican Party and the Republican Renaissance, we've got a stool. The three-legged.
Yeah. Listen. I'm known as a long-time conservative activist, going back at least 50 years. I would say that I'm the oldest Tea Party guy in the state, and I've taken the lumps all along the way from my own Republican Party, and certainly the Democrats opposed everything I stood for. Today, people are saying, well, gee, Jack was right all along. I accept that. Yeah. But a year ago, March 20th it was, of last year, I was allowed to speak to the Republican Central Committee of Illinois. They weren't exactly sold on me but I gave them $50,000 for the party to use.
It's amazing how well that helps.
Well, people say that money talks, and I say that is not true, but money is a great amplifier. So anyway, I was allowed to speak, the last speaker of the day at the Central Committee on March 20th of last year. And what I had to say was this: you got a great platform that all the Republicans should be standing for. It handles the cultural issues, the financial issues. The whole thing is there in a platform. And what we've got three elements. We've got a reconstructed Republican Party. We got rid of Cellini and this Bob Schalander, and they've got the Republicans that sucked along with those guys. The cultural, bipartisan culture of sleaze, as John Cass called it. The Republicans were guilty, not as much as the Democrats, of course, who led this whole mad, crazy charge of spending. But we got rid of the bad element in the Republican Party. We had my own Republican Renaissance group that was standing for the proper things, and we had the Tea Party. There's the three legs to the platform that we should be standing together. We should quit fighting each other and fight the Democrats. The room blew up. When I went to my seat in the cheap seats and back, every member of the board shook my hand or gave me a hug. I had set the course of cooperation with the elements of the reconstructed Republican Party. I'd brought us a new unity. Unfortunately, in the recent meeting of the Central Committee, this fellow Rutherford, who's our treasurer, spewed a bunch of crap at them. That he's a good salesman for crap. This guy really bugs me. He's a treasurer, but he's also for civil unions, and he's been told by the people in the state party, pardon me, in the state bureaucracy, that he's going to cost him about $25 million a year just to implement the union. But he comes across to the Central Committee and sells a lot of baloney that the way we get our delegates is to get out and do a lot of voting all over the place, whereas we should be adopting the way it's done is in Florida. And I guess we'll get into that. But in the Florida thing, it's a winner-take-all deal, and it emphasizes the worth of the party. You don't split up all of the things, and you make your state more important by the one that gets the 51% of the vote gets all of the delegates to go to the national convention. It's a darn good thing, and Rutherford, I have to get into it, finish out why this fella did exactly the wrong thing, and he destroyed the unity of the party that I set up a year ago.
Well, when we come back after the break, more about delegates and the party.